function, then your own functions like that. We are doing. We are did some Excel, right? However, that's the practical. The practical part we are doing only in the labs, right? Because it is not easy to do in practical here online. Therefore, I'm doing practical things in the labs. Therefore, after you come into the college, then I will do the relevant practical things. Right here again, I'm concentrate the theoretical part. When we are doing the online classes, then better to do in the theoretical things. Right here, today I'm going to concentrate another important tool, especially it is important when you are doing the teaching practice in the classrooms, to creating how to create evaluation sheet through the Google Forms. Here the topic is today Google Forms. Today we learned how to use Google Form to create your evaluation things, right? Then also another reminder, I am today you will find the first assignment. This assignment should submit all of you. You must submit all of you before the due date. I will give all the details regarding this assignment. This assignment also regarding Google Forms. Right. Then at the end of this lesson, I will explain how you can do the assignment and how you submit the assignment also. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to start the lesson. Google Forms. I think all of you can see my screen. Can you see my screen here?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. When regarding the Google Form, actually this Google Form, the purpose of having use of having this Google Form is two ways. Google Forms, normally these Google Forms you can there are two ways to use in the Google Form. The first one is collecting information. Collecting info. There are various situations you need to collect information. The Google Form you can use for collect the information. For example, suppose you are going to do a research work, then you want to get some information from your audience, right? Then their name, age range, like that, many information. You can collect this information from the go through the Google Forms. Then second one is creating evaluation sheet or quiz forms, right? To use creating evaluation forms. These evaluation forms, especially you created by teachers when they are teaching and learning situation in the classroom. They want to create some kind of evaluation. They want to test, right? After you teaching something to the student, then you want to check it that your teaching is exact, your teaching is okay or not. Then you are again various kind of test to the students, right? The one way of giving the test through the Google Forms, right? That if you have all the facilities in the classroom, in the school, in that case this one is easily you can use, right? Then we'll see how to use this Google Form for especially for the creating evaluation sheet. Right. Also, it is important for collecting information also that I will describe both of these things, but especially I concentrate on how to create the evaluation form. Right. Then the first step, right, now look at how to create these Google Forms. Right. The first thing is you want to open a Google search engine, Google website. go to the Google website or search engine here. Then in the search bar, type Google form. Google form. Right. After you type in Google form in the search bar, then click the search button. Once you click the search button, then you can see a list here. From this link of list, select the very first one, online form creator, Google Workplace. Right, this is the one you want to select. I'm clicking here. Once you click this link, then your screen change into this screen. From this screen, select go to form. That's option here in the middle. You can see the option here, go to form. Click on here. Once you click go to form, then you can see the screen like that. Right, this is the environment for Google Forms. Right, here whatever the Google Forms you created, list out in the middle here in this screen. Whatever the Google Forms you already created, you can see in here in this middle area, that is called under title recent forms. Right, then if you want to create a new Google form, click the blank option here. Right, under start a new form, here you have some options. In these options, select the blank one, blank. There are some other predefined structures also. The later you can check it, contact information, RSVP, party invite, like that. Predefined structures also available. Right. However, if you are creating a new blank structure, then the best one is selecting this one. Right. Click on here, this blank option. Right. Once you click blank option here, then your environment look like here, look like this. Right. Then look at the environment here. Here there are some options. Then go around the screen here. Then there is a send button here. Then question, responses, settings, like that, 3 buttons. Then untitled form. Right. In that way, there are some options available around the screen. Suppose, for example, that first, suppose you are going to create in a form for collecting information. Right? Collecting information. Right. To collect the information, then then you want to decide the type of question you want to set. Right. All the type of questions you can follow by clicking the down arrow here. Right. The default one is multiple choice type. Once you click this down arrow here, then you can see all the question types. Right. Then please don't draw anything on the screen. Please look at the screen and follow the things I am doing here. Then later, after the lesson, you can have opportunity to do in the practical with your own computers. Then I will give the exercise for you. Right. Until that, don't draw anything on the screen. Please remove this one here. Right. Don't do again that. Right. Don't do any drawing anything on the screen here. Right. That here going to create a form to collect the information. The default one is multiple choice question. If you want to change this type, then click the down arrow, and here you can see some of the other type: short answers, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, drop down, like that. Right here, any type you can select from here. That according to your situation, it depends on your situation. Right. For example, suppose here I am selecting multiple choice. That's the default one. The multiple choice mean here having some answers. 3 or 4 answers, only one is the correct answer. Right? That's the multiple choice. Here there are some other check boxes. Mean here having more than one answers, it allows you to select more than one answers. In that case, select check boxes. Multiple choice, it allows you to select one answer at a time. Right? That's the difference between these multiple and check boxes. Right. Here my type is multiple choice. Under untitled question, you can set the question. For example, suppose please enter age range. Right. Please enter age range. Then yes, the multiple choice. Here you have options. The first option, suppose 20 to 30. Then once you enter the first option, that I think all of you can see here on the option 1, I entered 20 to 30. Right. Then if you want to enter the second option, then click on the add option here. Then you can give the second range from 30 to 40, like that. Then if you have any other age ranges, then you can set as the third option 40 to 50. Right. Here I am setting 3 options. The required one, after you after you publish the Google form, then your respondents can select one of the answer here. Right. In that way, you can create the forms to collect the information. Right. Then the other things you can test the other things. Actually, you can give a title for this form. And the untitled form, you can give the relevant title. That's according to your project or topic. Right. The same title, then later you will appear in the top corner, top left corner. Once you click there, then it's the same title you can appear in the top left corner. Right. Then if you want to add another question, right? If you want to add a new question, then select the in the sidebar here. I think all of you can see this sidebar here at the top. There's a plus mark. This is the place here adding the new question. Click on here, add a question. Once you add the new question, then straight you can see the place here you want to add the new question. Then the previous question you can see the below the new one. Right. Then again you can select the question type. That I am not going to do all the things here. If you want to then enter checkbox type, click the checkbox here. Then type the question here. Then you can add the options. Right. Then look at the difference between these multiple choice and the checkboxes. In the checkboxes, here you having checkboxes. That's like a square. But in the multiple choice, here you have in the circles. That is called radio buttons. Circles. Right. If you are having checkboxes, you can mark more than one answers at a time. It allows you to mark more than or select more than one answers. But in the radio button, only allow you to select one item at a time. Right, like that you can add more questions. After you create in the form, then you want to create, then you want to know how to send this form to your respondents, to your audience. Right? If you want to send these things to your audience, then you want to create a link. How you are creating the link is by clicking this send button here. After you create in the form, then go to the send button. That's you can find the top right corner on your screen. Click on the send button. Once you click on the send button, then it's appear another small box called send form. From here, there are many options. Send via. Here you can select if you want, you can say send your form through the email or as a link. If you want to send as a link, then click on the middle one. This is the one you want to select. You want to create the link. Right, then I am clicking here. Once you click in that option, then you can appear the link. Please mute your microphones. Right. This is the link here. That's the long form. If you want to get the shortened form of your link, then click on the square here. Right. Once you click on the square, then you can see your link is link become the shortened. Right. Once you get the link like that, then there's option here at the bottom, copy. Click on the copy here, and now you can paste this link to the required place. So it may be a WhatsApp group or in a separate link. Right. Then I am using a separate link for that. Paste in that particular link in the address bar and click enter key. Now you can see your Google form. That's for collecting information as a separate form. Right. Then look at the form here. The first one is checkbox type. Then if you want, you can mark two options here, all the options available. But in the second question, only it's allows to mark one option here. If you are trying to mark another option, then see what happened. The previous one is removed and the new one is selected. It's allowed to select only one option here. Right. In that way, you can create the Google form. Right. Now, see how you can translate this Google form into an evaluation sheet. Right. How you are going to create this type of Google forms to a evaluation sheet. Right. Then again, I am doing it from the beginning. Then also it is help you to understand clearly. I think the first go to the Google site, then click the Google form. First go to the Google, then Google form. Right. Once you click Google form, then click on the online form creator. Right. Once you get this screen, then click on the go to form. Go to form. Right. That similar steps, right, that previously we follow. The similar steps you can follow again to create the evaluation sheet. Again, select the blank one here. Right. Once you get the blank Google form here, then that earlier one straight we started to create the question, but this time you want to do some changes. To do these changes, click on the setting tab here. Right here you can see 3-step question responses settings. Click on setting tab here. Right. Once you click on the setting tabs, then there are some options available under settings. Here, see the first one, make this quiz. This is the one you want to select. Right here, that initially disabled, this one off, you want to on. If you are creating the evaluation sheet, make sure this option is on. By default it is off. Right here there is a button. By clicking on this button, you can change the option here. This means here, this now it is on. If you want to off, click again on this button. Now off. Right. If you are creating the evaluation button, make sure that particular option is on or off. Right now I am going to on the button. Right. Then the other options I am not going to change now. That later when you are doing these things, then you can test it, right, by clicking off or on. Then we'll see what is happening there. Right. Here only one change I am going to do here. The default question point value. The default point value is 1. If you want, you can change this default point value. If you want to set the point value 2, then you can increase the value. That means each how many marks that get each question, right? Only in this case, each question can receive 2 marks, right? Then there are some other options available. Then later I am giving chance to you when you are doing the practicals, try to change the other ones also, try to identify what are the other things also, right? After make this quiz button on, then again back to the question tab. Click on the question tab here, right? Then try to identify the difference of this screen and the previous one. What's the difference here? There's a small difference.
Answer key 1 point.
Yes, that's the answer key also here, and also the total point 1. Right? In the top left corner, there's another thing that's previously you can't see this one, total point 1. Also the answer key here 1. Right. Right. Okay, now I'm going to do one example for you. Here the question type is multiple choice question. Instead of text, if you want, you can use the images also. If you are having an image, then you can insert your image as the question by clicking this button here. You can upload your images. Right. For the first question, for example, suppose I'm typing what is the input device. What's the input device? That's the question. Then you can say the first one printer, then second one keyboard, then third one monitor. Right, in that way you can type the answers. If you have more answers, then you can click on that option and type the answer here. Right. Then once you type the answer, then you want to do another thing. Before that, in this environment, make sure this required option is on or off. Right? Sometimes when you are creating the evaluation sheet, the some question, the student must reply the answers, but there are some are optionals. Right? Then no need to send in the answers for that question. That's optional. Some are mandatory. Right? If you are clicking this button, this option here, the required. If you are click the required, means student must send in the answers. Otherwise, the students are not allowing to go the next question. If you make this option off, that means students can go to the next question without giving the answers for this one. Right. Then that options that on or off, that also depend on your situation. Right. In this case, I am set this option as mandatory. That means required. Right. Then the other thing, before submitting, before publishing this form evaluation sheet, you want to set the answer key also. Answer key. That means what's the correct answer You want to set it because this is the teacher point of view. A teacher creating the evaluation sheet, right? But the students can't see this answer. Only this they can see the answers after giving the required their answers, right? Therefore, I am going to set the answer for that. Click on the answer key here, right? Once you click on the answer key, then your screen appear like that. Here, select the correct answer. Choose the correct answer. What is the input device? Keyboard. Therefore, I am correcting this one. Click on here. Right. Once I am click on here, at the now it appear a green color bar, and the correct mark also appear at the end. Right. Then also, if you want to add some description regarding this correct answer, right? Then also you can add this description. Click in this add answer feedback. Right? If you want, you can add some description regarding this answers here. Right. Once you complete this form here, click the done button here. Click on here, done. Once you click done button, then again you are back into the question designing environment. Question designing environment. Right. That's the end of creating the first question. Right. Then if you want to add the second question, then what you can do? Then tell me the steps how you can add the second question. What's the option I want to click here?
Add question button.
Yes.
Plus point button.
Yes, plus mark or add question button here. The plus mean add question. Right. Now I am going to add this one. Right. Once you click on this button, then the second question environment you can appear below the first one. Now I am going to change the question type, check boxes. My question this time, select operating systems, right? That means it allows us to student to give in multiple answers. Select operating system. First one, say Windows 10. Then second one, say Linux. Third one, Office. PowerPoint. Then another one here, suppose DOS. And in that way, there are some tools you can type under as a answers here. Right. After you type in the answers, then next step is you want to set this one required or not required. Suppose this item also required. Then click here. Right. Then answer key. This also you want to set the answer key. Click on the answer key here. Right. Then click the correct answers. This time in this question, operating system. Then can you say about what are the operating system from this list? Windows 10 is operating system. Then Linux is yes. Then is there any operating systems here? DOS also operating system. Right. Like that, multiple answers having for this question. Office and PowerPoints are not operating system, therefore don't select Office and PowerPoint. Right. Then also you can add some answer feedback if you have. After that, you can click the done button. Click on here, done button. Right, that's the second question. Okay, then one more question I am going to add here. Drop down type. Then look at the what is drop down type. Right, that first click on the add question, then click on the down arrow here, then select the drop down. Right, once you click the drop down, then your environment like that, the question, then see what is the output, what is the memory device. Right, then the first option, suppose CPU, then second option mouse, third option pen drive, fourth one printer. There are 4 options for answers here. Then the student should select the correct answer for it. What's the memory device? Right, okay, in that way, answer key also you want to set the answer key here. Here the answer is pen drive. Set the answer key and click done button here. This one also required. Right, like that you can add more questions. Now I think you can know how to add questions. Then other options also you can check it. If you want to add images, then you can change the add title descriptions. Then you want to add, if you want to, you can add videos also for the questions. Right, then section breaks also available. Right, like that there are many other options also. Here the untitled form, here I am giving the title for that. Basic computing. Basic computing, that's the main topic. If you have any subtopics also you can add here. Right, now here I am not going to add the subtopics here. Then look at the total point here, that previously at the starting I am showing this total point appear as 1, but this time the total point appear as 5 because we add 3 questions here, each question having 2 questions having 2 marks, then 1 question having 1 mark, total together 5 marks. Right, after you check in all of these, then also you, if you like, you can set more attractive things. That means you can change the themes also. You can add title, a picture also. Right, if you want to change the themes, then click on here, themes. Then header image also add. You can add the header image. These header images also, there are some images available in the Google form, or otherwise you can upload your own images. Right, for example, suppose you want to add these existing images, then select the image and click insert. Then header image you can appear at the top. Right, then theme color also you can change. Then background colors also you can change. Then font style. Right, then later you can do these things. Right, after you set in all of these things, then finally click on the send. Click on the send button. Once you click send button, this the similar type small box you can appear. That's earlier we can see this box. Select the middle one, this link. You are going to publish your evaluation sheet as a link. Therefore, click on the second one. Then shorten the URL. Now copy it. After you copy, now you can paste this link to your WhatsApp or any other sharing media. Right. I am pasting it in a separate tab. Right. Now you can see your evaluation sheet as a question, as a set of questions. Right. That first one, what is the input device? Now students can select the answers. Right. Then second one, select students are allowing to select more than one answers. Then third one, drop down type. Here you are having a drop down arrow. Click on here. Right. Here you can see the answers. Select the correct one. Right. After you mark the answers, that finally click on the submit button. Right. These are doing by students, not you. Right. After you giving your link to the students are doing these things. Right. Then they are click on the submit button. Once you click on the submit button, they are giving a message like that. Basic computing, your responses has been recorded. This message also you can change. Once you click submit button by the students, if you want to like to say well done, your answers are successfully recorded, like that. If you want to change this message, it's that Google form is allowed to doing that also. Right. Okay, that's about the Google Forms. Here we learn how to create evaluation sheet and the normal collecting information form. Right, okay, is there any problem here? You can discuss with me now. Time to you to answer, asking the questions. No? No questions? Is it clear? Is it clear for you, students? Dilruksha?
Yes, sir, it's
Dilruksha.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jayasekara, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Yes, there are 100 students. I think some of you are missing here because maximum I can join 100. Right. However, I am publishing, I am giving the recording of this lecture lesson. Then they can also get the things we learned today. Right. Okay, now I am explaining the assignment. Then what's the message here? Yeah, that here they are asking how can the teacher access a student answer sheet, right? That I'm showing you that one also. Very good question. Right, I'm going to this again. I'm going to share in the screen. Right, that here that earlier I show you submit the answer sheet. After you submitting that, you can set the time limit. Then after finishing this time limit, then you can back to again to the Google form. Right. That similarly, go to the Google, then type Google form. I'm closing all the other tabs. Google Form. Click on the online form creator. Then go to form. Right. Once you go to the Google Form here, that earlier we select blank one. Now you are already created the one, right? Already created one, you can see under recent form, right? That the very first one is the last you created. I am last that created created with you is this one, untitled form here. This one is the last I am created the Google evaluation sheet. Click on here. Click on here. Right. Once you click on here, now you can see the student responses also. Student responses also. Right here, question, responses, settings. Right. These are the three tabs here. Under responses, you can see the responses from your audience. Right. Click on the middle one, middle tab here, responses. Here, giving the number, that the number of responses. This number indicate the number of responses from your audience. Right. For this example, only one responses. Right. Click on the responses tab. Here you can see all the detail about responses. Right. Some analysis also there. That's the very important. That creating the things through the Google Forms is very important. Right. It automatically gives some analysis through some bar chart or pie chart. Right. It is easy for compare for with the other students or other questions. Right. Is it clear? Who is asking that abasing? Is it okay for you? Right. Right.
Yes,
Like that.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Any
sir.
other questions? Any other unclear points? So, right, if you are having any question, then at least you can send to the chat box also. It's okay. Right. Okay. If you have any question, then you can send it through the chat box also. Then we have another 15 minutes, and I'm going to explain the assignment. Right? Assignment that you want to complete 4 assignments for the throughout the whole 2 years. This is the first one I'm going to giving you. Right. This assignment having only one question. Yeah, this is the assignment that after the lesson I am giving this assignment. I am published this one in the WhatsApp group. So in your WhatsApp groups, assignment 1, create an objective type paper using forms, Google Forms. Question paper using Google Form. It should contain 15 questions as follows. 15 questions. Right. MCQ type 3 MCQ type, checkboxes type 3, drop down type 3, short answers type, and multiple choice grid type. Then altogether 15 questions you want to create it. Right. Then consider these points also. If you are creating and submitting, you want to consider if you are creating the assignment and the submitting. Right? If you are creating, make sure that all of your question regarding the information communication technology, that means ICT. Don't use any other subjects question. Only you are allowing to type the question that regarding the computer. That means we are things we learn up to now: computer hardware, software, memory types, right? Also in LMS, learning management system, right? All of your question should regarding this your ICT subject. If you are using any other subject, that means you will be reduced your marks, right? That's the important point. That's why I am mentioning here. Marks will be reduced if there are question in any other subjects. Right, that's creating. When you are creating, you want to consider this point. Then submitting. Right, when you are submitting, you want to set students are not allowed to edit responses after submitted. After submitted, students are not allowed to edit it. Right, in there's an option in the Google form. You want to set that option, then you want to find it. Right, you want to search and find it. What's the option for that? After submitting, students are not allowed to edit that answers again. That's the first one. When submitting, the second one, the submitting, students click on the submit button. The students should display the message, well done, you are submitted success, you submitted successfully. That's the message should appear to the students. Right, that's the second point you want to consider when setting the submitting things, when you are setting the submitting things. Right, that's the point you want to consider when creating it. Then your link, create the link, then send to me for my personal WhatsApp. Right, here having the number also, but all of you know this number. Send for my personal WhatsApp for your link. Right, your due date, submit on or before, here. Right, that's a printing mistake. Before no before 15th June. Right, 15th, you have I think 3 more weeks to complete this one. Right, that's the point you want to consider when creating the assignment. Together you will have 100 marks for that. Right, if you are doing it very well, then you will get the maximum. According to this instruction, you won't do it, then you will get the maximum marks. That otherwise your marks will be reduced. I think it is okay. Is there any question regarding this assignment? Is it clear, the assignment, what you want to do here? Okay. What about the time duration? Is it okay for 3 weeks? I think it's not difficult. Right. I want to check here your this Google creating, how to create the Google form, this use of this internet technology to create this type of things, and also your computer knowledge also. Right, basic computing knowledge. That's why I'm asking you to type the question that's regarding only the subject, right? Subject of ICT. Right. Is there any question before stop this lesson? Then you can ask it. No. Gimhani, what about you? Can you hear me, Gimhani? Herat, Kaushalya, is it okay? Right, no one giving responses for this. That means I am assume that all of you are okay and also clear, then not a difficult one, and also all of you can submit before the due date. Right? Therefore, I am not going to change in anything. Okay, now I am going to stop this lesson here. Thank you very much for the participation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome to you all.